a child, I still remember until now when my teacher asked us, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" Everyone was answering, "I want to be a doctor, a pilot, or even a lawyer." And there was me who couldn't find the answer to the question. But the little voice in my head said, "I don't see myself having those jobs that my friends just mentioned. I don't want to be the same as everyone else." So when everyone was looking at me, and it was my turn, I was still quiet because I kept searching for something different in my head. I closed my eyes for a few seconds, and then I knew it. I want to be me. That's what I said. Yes, you heard it right. My dream was to find myself. But then a few questions started to pop up in my head. Who is me? How to be me and not anybody else? One thing that I know for sure, my love for nature is beyond words. I'm obsessed with sunrise and sunset that I can feel different feelings whenever I watch them. The sunrise is like seeing the darkness slowly starts to fade away as the powerful light appeared. While watching the sunset reminds me of going home. Just like the sun that has shined entirely in the afternoon will still set down in the evening. But is that enough to define myself? When I was in elementary school, I always thought that I was trapped in a small world because I was too afraid to come out from my comfort zone. I was an introvert. I always thought that speaking out my thoughts in front of everybody else was a difficult task for me to do. I found myself missing parts of me when I was in junior high school. It was because I was so busy being someone else who's too nice that everyone would like that I forgot about myself. Just like the story of my life that became my turning point. One of my old friends was having a fight with her best friend. So she came back to me and wanted us to become good friends again. But in the end, she reconciled with her best friend and we turned back into strangers. I was mad. I was disappointed. But I never showed her how I felt. Because I didn't want to cause any problems. She probably didn't know that I was being hurt because I looked just fine in her eyes. But I wasn't. And I hated myself for bringing the pain inside. There was the time that I realized living to please everyone was tiring and even risked to lose myself piece by piece. So instead of focusing my life on everyone else, I started to find something that I love. I started writing stories. Whenever I was feeling down, I wrote countless joyful stories to make me feel better. It was like running away from the reality to enter a new world full of imaginations. But that was years ago. I'm different now. Although my personality of keeping sad things to myself is still the same, but I've learned to face it. I'll write how suffocated it is for me to breathe, and pouring out my heart and soul, and writing down every feelings that I feel into words, to set my heart free, so I can smile again. I also don't think speaking out my thoughts is difficult anymore, because I even share my own stories to all of you today because of Toastmasters. I can be who I am today because I've lost myself before. You need to lose something in order to find it. In the process of taking back myself piece by piece, I've discovered a powerful impact of words. Every word that I write will reflect my soul and brings it to the new world. That's when my dream becomes reality. That's when I found my soul. That's when I found the real me. Thank you.